Brad, it seems like so many of these mistakes you made in the fourth quarter, miscommunications, um, just mental mistakes. I mean, how do you get these guys to refocus and clean some of that up?
Well, what I said yesterday, stood out more than anything was the transition defense was just really bad. To their credit, they attacked us all night down the floor, and but some of those plays in the fourth where we gave up layups and or got lost on some threes hurt us. So we've just got to clean that up. We've got to be a lot better in transition. I think we got to be a lot better on some of their actions, though we guarded other actions well. And then we need to know what to react. We need to know what not to overreact to from an action standpoint. So those are things that we talked about, and we'll, on the defensive end, we'll look to play better.
Question in person, Tim Reynolds.
You guys kind of have the same deal too, where it's never just one guy. You guys always have a bunch of options who can come up with big nights at any given time. Miami has the same thing. Is it just commonplace that this is just going to be very difficult to defend when you don't know if it's going to be Goran or Jimmy or Bam, or in your case Marcus or Jalen or whoever?
Hero, Olynyk had 20-point games. Crowder had 22 last night. I just think they go 9 deep with guys that can really score the ball. And I think that's Nunn's had several big scoring games this year. So, you got to be on your toes all the time.
Question in person, Malika Andrews.
With such kind of erratic quarters from the Heat, first quarter being poor, the second quarter being great, third quarter being historically bad, when you're pulling film to show these guys, are you just focusing on the final minutes and what happened, or are you pulling from
every possession matters, and I think that's what we always focus on. We try to do our job as well as we can, possession to possession. Obviously, the game is filled with momentum swings, but best teams I've been on haven't been affected by momentum. They just do their job on that play. And, I think that we need to make sure we do a better job of that in game 2 than we did in game 1.
Question in person, Gary Washburn.
After looking at those kind of Tatum ISOs again down the stretch, what did you see? What was not going on that should have been going on?
Yeah, I thought it wasn't just Tatum. There were several times we isolated at the slot, and they did a great job of, the next guys, both the corner defender and the wing defender, were both long in help and active in help. They've been great at that. They have probably identified that from the start of the year and worked on it, and it's clear they've worked on it. And then when they put that lineup in at the end of the game with Jones and Iguodala and Butler and Crowder, that's just so long. You're not going to attack them one-on-one, let alone one-on-3. And so we just all have to do a better job of moving the ball and getting to where we want to go. And we talked a lot about that today, and there's no question that, the last 2 games specifically, our offense has been way too stagnant at the end of the game. And that's contributed, I think, to then some of our transition defense is, you're not quite as engaged when we're all staring.
Question in person, Dan Woike.
How much of a luxury is it for you, as you talk about not overreacting to the things you do still somewhat react to, that you've got young players who have been in this type of position before, guys that have played in conference finals, that have played in so many important games?
I think that all that stuff is helpful, but, when the ball tips off tomorrow, probably meaningless. And so you just got to play well tomorrow. None of the stuff you've lived in the past matters. None of the stuff that you dream of in the future matters. It's just about what you need to do on this possession right now. And I know that sounds cliche, but that's really the only way to go through these things. We talked about 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, we kept saying there was a power of naivete, right? And so now we don't have that, and so whatever, spin it however we want to. We just got to play well tomorrow.
Question in person, Jeff Zilgett.
Brad, maybe not specific to your series, but in general, is there anything to be said or appreciated for the fact that, and I know this is super unique, that it's, a neutral site, no travel, no home fans, no, road situation to deal with, that it's just two teams playing and may the best team win.
Yeah, I think that's been the level of basketball has been great, and obviously, as much as the NBA has tried to make the home stuff matter, it just doesn't. I mean, it just has no impact, unfortunately. I'm not sure that we've played in a home game where the home team's won in 3 weeks. So at the end of the day, it's just guys playing in between those lines, and who executes better, who plays the whole 48 or 53 or 58 minutes, however long it takes, better. And Miami did that a little bit better than us last night.
Final question for Coach Mark Murphy.
Hi, Brad. It's actually a two-parter. Kemba, by his own admission, has not been playing well. It's gone on for a little bit now. Are there other actions you can get him in to get him going? And the other part is, where is Gordon on his timeline right now?
I don't have an update on Gordon. He's going to do a workout with our staff later today, but no real update there. And then, as far as Kimba goes, I don't lose any sleep over Kimba. Nobody cares more than Kimba. Nobody wants to play better. And, we are constantly going to the drawing board to figure out how we can make his life a little bit easier from our own perspectives. So, we'll keep riding.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.